01. 76 low. Roger that.
There are certain women who are attracted to cops.
Cop Connor, go to job 791.
Right, Ron.
Roger
Lynn
that.
Turner is one of those women.
Some women have a neurotic attraction to power.
Very good. Even better than I see you.
And uniforms, badges, they represent power and authority in our society.
Working in police radio dispatch, the glamorous 22-year-old is surrounded by the men she craves. But Lynn Turner's smile hides a darker side.
She has an aggressive personality, a manipulative personality, a controlling personality.
In Cobb County, Georgia, police officer Mike Archer knew her as a woman to keep well away from.
She didn't have a real good reputation, and she was just kind of sneaky.
Lynn was dangerous to any man who had a wallet and a badge.
After hours, Lynn stalks the officer's favorite bars in Marietta, Georgia. It's here she meets Officer Glenn Turner.
Glenn didn't have any enemies. Glenn just got along with everybody, and he was very gullible. Just a very easygoing, likable, big teddy bear guy.
Singled out by the sexy brunette, Glenn falls quickly under her spell.
Fairly attractive lady. And for Glenn, it was, Glenn wasn't the best looking guy. He wasn't in the best physical shape. He wasn't chiseled or anything, but, and for Glenn, Lynn was a catch.
Just 2 months later, Glenn announces his engagement.
I was just shocked. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Simply because her background didn't fit Glenn's personality.
I missed you. I missed Jeff.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, let me pop. Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like a happy marriage. But Glenn soon finds his classy wife is a big spender.
Sweetheart. So, tell me about your day.
Lynn would use sex and gifts
Feel anyone?
to get a man interested in her.
Got a little bit there, there you are.
But once she married Glenn, the sex stopped. She wasn't really in love with him. She was in love with what his money could do for her.
2 years on, Glenn Turner has had enough. He wants a divorce. But Lynn wants his money. And she'll get more if her husband is dead. Then, Glenn is struck by a mystery illness.
I mean, he just called me on the phone and said, I'm just so sick. I've had extreme diarrhea. I mean, I'm throwing up. I've been throwing up for 2 days. I can't stop. I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I'm about to die.
Days later, the healthy police sergeant is dead.
Sergeant Judith Fannin, who had called me and told me that they'd found Glenn dead in bed.
Mr. Detective, I came up here to see if he wanted a glass of water, and he was dead.
Instinctively, Glenn's police buddies are suspicious.
I took him to the hospital earlier, and they sent him home. They said he'd be okay.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
We had the discussion about the possibility that Lynn had done something to Glenn. And everybody was in agreement that we thought something had happened.
But the autopsy says a virus simply caused Glenn's big heart to stop.
Get me out of here.
I accepted it. I said, okay, you know, he got sick, and he pretty much, that's what got him.
After the funeral, Lynn collects Glenn's insurance payout and quickly leaves town, straight into the arms of a new police officer, Randy Thompson. Six years later, Mike Archer gets a chilling phone call.
76 floor, Lieutenant.
And I said, what is it? He goes, no, you really need to sit down. I sat down, and he said, they found Randy, and Randy was about 32 years of age. He said, they found Randy dead in his bed yesterday morning.
His mind races to one conclusion.
I mean, then I knew she had done something. I knew they were going to be connected. I mean, I was just skin, my hair was all up on the back of my neck. I mean, it was just my heart was pounding. I said, something's up, something's up.
Lynn Turner loves a man in uniform.
There were two things in life very important to Lynn. One was that her husband be a cop. The other was that she be able to spend a lot of money.
The problem is, Lynn's men in uniform keep dying.
Lynn was a black widow in every sense of the word. She mated, she killed, and moved on to the next person.
When 32-year-old Randy Thompson falls ill, it seems like a severe flu.
He was treated for the symptoms, diagnosed with gastritis, and then released with medication.
Come on, keep it.
People talked to him the next day. He seemed to be getting better. So it was a surprise then when he was discovered dead.
On its own, Randy's death doesn't seem strange. But Lynn Turner has lost a man before.
Oh, get away from me! Oh, my baby!
Glenn Turner's sudden death left his fellow officers suspicious. When they hear about Randy Thompson, they hit the phones.
I knew right then that Lynn had, murdered both of them. And there was no doubt in my mind, Lynn married both of them, and both of them was for money.
Get me out of here.
For money and for greed.
You had young men about the same age. They were both healthy. They should not have died just having the flu. What these two men had in common at the times that they died were this woman.
A red flag is up. The medical examiner is looking for something suspicious.
During the autopsy of Randy, the medical examiner discovered crystals in the kidneys, which was an indication of poisoning.
6 years after his death, Glenn Turner's body is exhumed. He, too, has an awful secret.
Ultimately, they both died of ethylene glycol poisoning.
Ethylene glycol, is a liquid found in the garages of millions of Americans. Most people know it as antifreeze. To Lynn Turner, it's a murder weapon, hidden in a bowl of Jell-O.
Ethylene glycol is a slightly sweet, odorless substance. It can be disguised rather easily in Jell-O or tea or a soft drink. But once it's ingested, within a matter of several hours, the individual begins to get extremely sick. They will experience headache, confusion, abdominal pain. They will be disoriented. And frequently, they will start to experience abnormal bleeding in their body as well.
You know, at any time, certainly while she watched these men suffer, she could have decided that she didn't want to do this, that it was not the right thing to do. She actually had the opportunity to stop it.
Lynn killed with antifreeze because it was easy. She didn't have to get dirty or bloody or stab him or anything like that. And she could secretly put it in something he was eating or drinking and quietly kill him. She thought she could get away with it.
Found guilty of 2 counts of murder. She was sentenced to life without parole.
When they said guilty, 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 I mean, it was just, it's like a load had been lifted off of you. I mean, it was just like, you know, thank God. Especially for Glenn's family.
I think she's broken and can't be fixed. And there's just some inner core to her that she doesn't have, that bit of humanity that the rest of us do.
Lynn Turner died in prison in August 2010. It's 1990 in Colorado Springs. Jennifer Reale is wishing she never married her soldier husband, Ben. He's strict, controlling, judgmental.
Have you been using that gym membership I got you?
Yeah, why?
Your ass looks like Jell-O.
What do you expect after you've had 2 kids?
Her husband was emotionally abusive, always denigrating what she was doing. She never could do anything good enough, well enough for him.
Been going to the gym twice a week.
It's not showing.
She was not living the life that she had intended for herself. She had sacrificed her dreams and had become this army wife.
Give me those.
They're not done.
I don't care.
She felt trapped, and she was not living up to her potential, and I think that created a huge frustration within her.
Jennifer's misery will soon have company.
Hi, mind if I join you?
His name is Brian Hood, a dashing 30-something with a sad story of his own. His wife, Diane, has an immune disease called lupus. She needs constant care.
He was very disappointed that his wife had lupus. She wasn't the same person that he married.
I sell life insurance.
Jennifer and Brian hit it off.
Brian Hood lit a spark in Jennifer's life that she hadn't felt for a long time.
That spark erupts a month later when Jennifer is home alone. Brian makes a house call to sell her insurance, but ends up with a better deal.
Sorry.
No, you're right.
Jennifer is torn between pent-up passion and family responsibilities. She has 2 children who need her.
I hate to ask, but an iron I can borrow.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh.
But she has her own needs, too.
The first time Jennifer and Brian had intimate relations in her home, Jennifer was swept away. There was no returning.
The couple give in to their passion in the laundry room. For the first time in a long while, Jennifer Reale feels the warmth of a loving man.
Sexual arousal, affection, excitement, and he praised her. He lavished her with compliments, and in doing so, criticized her husband.
This would be no ordinary affair. According to Brian, it was sanctioned by God.
We're not one in the eyes of God.
What Jennifer didn't realize is that Brian was not only as dominating as her husband, but worse.
In the coming months, Brian will use religion to plant ideas in Jennifer's mind.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. When I say unto you that whosoever will lust after, I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, and whosoever shall let flee with no man his son, righteous.
He presented a picture of them being able to live happily ever after with their collective 5 children if both of their spouses were removed from the picture.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
To Jennifer, it's an attractive idea. But there's one thing in the way. Brian's sick wife, Diane.
It would be so much easier for him if his wife simply died.
The cause of fornication causeth her to commit adultery.
Brian suggests a mercy killing.
Right life, wrong woman.
Part of the way that he convinced her was to use these Bible passages to convince her that it was God's will that Diane should die and that Jenny should relieve her of her suffering.
Jennifer is being asked to murder. Somehow, in her mind, she's starting to feel it's the right thing to do. For the victim, for her new lover, and for God.
Right life, wrong woman.
That's my first experience with anybody using the Bible to manipulate somebody to do a cold-blooded murder. Especially when the Bible says you shall not kill.
Soon, Jennifer will defy the Bible and her instincts. Disillusioned housewife Jennifer Reale is having a steamy affair with insurance salesman Brian Hood. But they're plotting more than illicit liaisons.
All the medication is doing is just prolonging her suffering. I can't stand being around her any longer. I think the best thing for all of us would be if she would just die.
Brian is convincing his lover that God wants to take his sick wife, and Jennifer should do the taking.
Brian Hood manipulated Jennifer Reale into doing this by using biblical phrases, trying to convince her that it was okay to kill for the purpose of putting Diane out of her misery, and that if she repented afterwards, she would be fine.
It's simply putting a woman out of her misery. It's what God wants.
She, I believe, had been beaten down by her husband and then by Brian Hood to the point where she probably didn't have control of her own volition. She felt under tremendous pressure and just wanted to get whatever was going to happen over with.
Eventually, Jennifer surrendered to the plan that Brian had developed.
The plan is for Jennifer to jump Diane Hood when she leaves a community center meeting. Brian wants it to look like a robbery gone wrong.
You will then run at her and attempt to snatch her back. When she resists, you will shoot her twice. There's got to be 2 shots. She's got to be dead.
She changed into army fatigues, some of which belonged to her husband, some of which she had purchased, and a ski mask. And she waited till 8:30 till the meeting let out.
I can't believe how well you did. Oh, thank you. I'm feeling much better. The doctor says I'm almost normal. What's your secret? Take it, it's yours. I've been shot.
She was on the ground begging for her life. I'm sure she was about as scared as one could be. Jennifer stood directly over her, cocked this single-action .45 automatic, and fired the second round, subsequently killing her.
She shot her twice because she had been told, you must shoot twice to make sure that Diane was dead.
The crime snaps Jennifer back to reality.
The next morning, she woke up and realized what she'd done. She was horrified by what had happened. And she's told us that it was like awakening from a deep sleep.
And it was very soon after that Jennifer confessed to the crime in full.
No. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Jennifer tries to explain why she took an innocent life. No one in the family can believe it.
I was very surprised when I learned what Jenny had done because it was so far out of character. When I learned about the coercive manner in which Brian dealt with her, it began to make sense. And when I learned that she had confessed to her horror that she had done it, that made sense to me. That's who I thought she was.
Jennifer's testimony helps convict Brian Hood. He claims innocence, but is found guilty of criminal solicitation and murder conspiracy. He's sentenced to 37 years. Jennifer is found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life. Her father will spend the next 20 years trying to understand.
I have between 13 and 14 feet of bookshelf, and I've read every one of them. every kind of psychology you can think of. I just needed to learn how this could have happened.
His conclusion: persuasion can be a murder weapon.
Coercive persuasion. And a great many salespeople avail themselves of this method. And frequently they are, like Brian was, a psychology major in college.
I think Jennifer Reale, had she never met Brian Hood, probably would never have killed anybody.
In 2005, in East Moline, Illinois, the local goth teenagers are often rebellious. But 17-year-old Sarah Kolb is totally angry.
What is it with these people? They drive me crazy.
She kind of looked like a thug freak, you know, real weird looking, and she tried to act like she was bad.
They dress the same, walk the same, talk the same.
You know, don't mess with me.
They need to be slaughtered like the sheep that they are. Bad.
She had to be the leader. If she wasn't the center of attention and the leader, she got you out of that group. She often thought about violence and blood and guts and that whole, you know, dark part of society.
Hey, check it out.
Her #1 follower is Corey Gregory.
Sarah had a kind of a charisma about her that the other teenagers were attracted to her. I mean, not just the boys, but the females too.
Teresa Gregory watched her son, Corey, fall under Sarah's spell.
She kind of had an emotional hold over him. I just didn't know how deep that went. He was so head over heels for this girl. He just felt that he would do anything for her. Anything that she needed or wanted, he was just there for her.
Why is anyone's guess.
The new girl in town, 16-year-old Adrienne Reynolds, is also in awe of Sarah.
I like piercings.
Thanks.
Immediately, Sarah and Adrienne are attracted to each other, and they develop a friendship.
I like your thong.
And Adrienne really falls for Sarah. She sees in Sarah this authority figure, this girl who will love her unconditionally.
Maybe you'll find out.
She's been through a rough, rough life. She's been into several different homes. At 12 years old, she had a drug problem already. She's been promiscuous, and she's trying to better her life.
Adrienne's grandfather, Tony, gives her a home, hoping it leads to a fresh start.
When she moved up here, she didn't have a whole lot of friends or family. You know, she just wanted somebody to give a damn about her.
The three become inseparable in a triangle of sexual tension. But then, Corey commits the ultimate betrayal.
He befriends Adrienne.
Does Sarah know you're here?
Are you joking?
She scares me.
Don't worry about it. She's got an anger problem.
Are you screwing her?
I know it made Sarah mad that Corey hung out with Adrienne because he told me.
And that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
You asshole. Bitch is gonna pay for what you did.
This is 8.
Sarah Kolb becomes insanely jealous.
Uncle Corey.
She makes Adrienne's life miserable.
Sarah, you're way overreacting.
You're a two-faced little bitch.
Sarah begins to really spread vicious rumors about Adrian. She begins to threaten Adrian.
She had tried to get other girls at school to beat Adrian up.
Look, it's not like we were together.
You sleaze on me, you sleaze on anything that moves. You're a dirty whore.
I think Sarah's motivation to hurt Adrian was one of the oldest stories we know: jealousy.
You need to raise yourself.
But no one could imagine how jealous.
She wrote in there, I think it was, I'm gonna kill the bitch. So yeah, she definitely had it on her mind that she wanted to do it.
She wanted to see that life in Adrian's eyes disappear.
A teenage crush has turned into insane jealousy.
You have Adrian Reynolds, the new kid in town. You have Sarah Kolb, the leader of the pack. And you have Corey Gregory, the puppy dog that follows Sarah wherever she wants to go. And what is this? It's a perfect storm brewing of violence.
Hey, Adrian. How are you?
But naive Adrian doesn't see the danger. She still wants to be friends and is lured into a trap.
Sorry I've been a bitch. Thought we could talk.
Sarah tells her, everything's gonna be all right. Let's go out, get some lunch, talk this through.
Yeah, all right.
She didn't think about her safety. Maybe she didn't feel that she was in danger. I don't know. There's so much at play here.
In broad daylight, in the parking lot of a busy restaurant, Sarah attacks.
Sarah's yelling obscenities at Adrian, calling her a whore, calling her a bitch. Well, Adrian, she's a tough girl. She punches Sarah, punches her in the nose. Then the fight really starts getting underway. Adrian ends up down, covering herself. And Adrian's just fighting to try to survive.
Sarah's unconscious, but they haven't finished yet.
And then that's when Corey wrapped the belt around her neck.
Get your belt, Corey!
And I think that's how she died.
Nobody really knows exactly what happened. But a beautiful young girl lost her life, and my son and his friend tried to conceal that homicide.
The teenagers now have a body to get rid of.
Sarah gets an idea. Why don't we take her out to my grandpappy's farm and we'll burn her? They pour gasoline on her. They light her on fire. She doesn't burn. They pour gas again. They light her on fire. She doesn't burn. Sarah says, you know what? We need to call our friend Nate.
Hey, Nate. Yeah, it's Sarah. Got a job for you.
And Nate has always dreamed of doing something violent.
2 days later, Nate Gaudette, another goth who can't say no to Sarah, gets to work.
You guys really messed her up, yeah? Sturdy ass.
She knew he was capable of doing it. According to her, he cut up small animals. So he was the one to call to cut up Adrian's body.
Picks up Adrian's leg and he saws it off. And then he saws off her other leg. And then he saws off her arms. And then he saws her head off. And then for some strange reason, he saws her torso in half. And what do Nate and Corey then do? They walk around and they put those body parts, that 16-year-old precious girl, they put her into 2 garbage bags. And now they're gonna dispose of her.
They put half of her out in Aledo, out in the country, and then part of her in Rock Island. Their theory was they'd separate the parts and then they couldn't find her.
What did they do afterwards? They go to a fast food restaurant and gorge themselves on cheeseburgers and French fries. That's what they do.
It may seem shocking that we have 3 kids kill a classmate, dismember them, and then go out for lunch. People will do things in a group that they would never do individually.
For 3 days, a grandfather frantically searches for his granddaughter. He turns to her friends for help, including Sarah Kolb.
Sarah she's a heck of an actor, because by the time we had called them, Adrian was already dead. We didn't know it. And they just played like, just like me and you were talking, it never bothered them at all.
Sarah may be cool and collected, but Corey's conscience is getting to him.
His dad started questioning Corey and telling him that if something's happened, he needs to tell the truth. He just broke down and said, you know, I need to go back to the police station and I need my lawyer. I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated. My beautiful child. There's just no way to even explain how bad it hurt.
Corey Gregory's evidence incriminates all 3 teens. Nate Gaudette receives 5 years for disposing of Adrian's body. Corey Gregory pleads guilty to first-degree murder and is sentenced to 45 years.
First-degree murder is 100% of your time, so he will serve every day of 45 years.
Sarah Kolb pleads not guilty, insisting Corey is the killer. The jury doesn't agree. She is convicted of murder and sentenced to a total of 53 years.
The only thing that you could hear her say was, I felt nothing when she died. For somebody 16 years old to be that cold.
I think Sarah was a stone-cold sociopath. She ruined their lives, and she's defiant to the core.
If I got it all worked out, you can break me out of my court hearing next year.
What's that at your hearing?
You're gonna do it, right?
A dangerous prisoner is about to make a daring escape. His weapon, more powerful than armed guards or handcuffs. It's the love of a woman.
She did what she was told to do by the man she loved. She would have done anything for him.
I think that is probably the hardest thing for me to deal with, knowing my daughter has killed somebody.
In a Tennessee prison, A married mother of 3 begins work as a nurse.
She worked shift at the prison, and she was getting harassed by the other prisoners. They were showing themselves to her. So one of the guards says, well, I think we have somebody that can walk around with you and help you with these problems.
Jennifer, ask and thou shalt receive. Want you to meet your new bodyguard, George Hyatt.
How you doing, Jennifer?
George Hyatt isn't a warden.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thank you, Warden.
He's a violent, hardened criminal, serving 30 years for armed robbery and assault.
Anything you need, Jennifer? I'm your man.
Thank you.
He is also persuasive, according to Assistant District Attorney Frank Harvey.
By all accounts that we've gotten, George Hyde can be a very charismatic, charming, likable fellow.
Choosing the wrong man has been a lifelong problem for Jennifer.
Jennifer has a disorder of affection. She has to be attached to some man who she thinks loves her for her to feel complete.
The emotional weakness makes her easy prey for George.
She was at the point in her life where she thought everything was just going downhill, and he just picked her up, and she was just caught up in it.
She was easy pickings for George Hyatt.
Oh, shit! You got a shrimp, girl? Yeah.
Jennifer is happy to break the rules for her man.
Oh, baby, you're great, man.
They pretty quickly developed an inappropriate, intimate relationship. And in short order, she got fired for, of all things, smuggling into him fast food. I believe it was shrimp.
But Jennifer is now obsessed. She walks out on her husband and children and moves closer to the prison.
He, of course, had his cell phone, and he called her, and he had her on the phone 24 hours a day.
God, I wish I was there with you.
I wish you were here too.
Now that he has a girlfriend on the outside,
Baby, I love you.
he won't risk losing her.
Will you marry me?
Yeah, okay.
Jennifer says "I do" to her 4th husband in 14 years.
I pretty much looked at it as Jennifer had been married a lot and she'd made another mistake.
George soon makes it clear what he wants from his new wife.
Babe, you gotta get me out of here.
How?
You can bring me out of my court hearing next year.
George was facing so much time,
Babe, I got it all worked out.
it appears he made the decision that it was worth taking a chance.
I need to get a car, and I need to get a gun. Can you do that for me?
Okay.
Part of her really saw this as kind of a romantic adventure.
Baby, I love you.
Her crazy, wild criminal husband.
Jennifer is about to make a life or death decision. Once a warm-hearted nurse, Jennifer Hyatt is on the run. She has been shot in the hip, helping her criminal husband escape from custody.
Jennifer is the type of person that would not hurt anybody. She cared for animals. She cared for older people. She never had a mean bone in her body. So this is something that was completely out of character for Jennifer.
We're free, baby. We did it.
Now she has a price on her head. And it's all for love.
All she wanted was a chance to be with the man she loved, and it was somehow unfair that she couldn't have that. And she decided, by golly, she was going to get it.
It's August 2005. George Hyatt is on his way back to prison after a court hearing. It is here that Jennifer will prove her devotion to her husband.
They had a very specific plan. She was told by George, think this over, go through this in your mind, be prepared, be prepared, be prepared. Jennifer approached the van.
Just shoot him! Whoa, whoa, lady, don't shoot.
George said shoot, and she did.
All she heard was the man she loved telling her to do something.
Let's go, babe, let's go, babe!
Larry Harris, the other guard, drew his weapon and returned fire. Jennifer was wounded. She had to have known it at the time, but she was able to keep going.
I'm hit. Stay with it.
As Jennifer and George make their escape, Wayne Morgan lies critically injured.
These guards are not strangers to us. We knew these people on a first-name basis. So it was personal to all the people involved in the court system, and was just a shock.
It is an even greater shock for Jennifer's mother.
I was watching the internet, and something popped up that said there had been a shooting in Kingston, Tennessee. And I went, oh, this is really strange. That's where Jennifer went. So I clicked on it. Well, needless to say, it pulled up her picture and said she'd shot a guard. And of course, I kind of lost it.
Hiding in a motel in Kentucky, Jennifer hears the fateful news that will seal her future.
In an exchange of gunfire, the corrections officer was shot in the abdomen and later died in hospital.
Wayne Morgan, father of two, dies on the way to the hospital.
He did what he was sworn to do. That was to try to keep his prisoner, and he died for it. There was an immediate, massive hunt, a lockdown of areas.
Hello?
It was all over the media.
This is Deputy Nikki Ralston with the United States Marshal Service.
After 36 hours on the run, the couple are surrounded in Columbus, Ohio.
Get George and come out of the room with your hands held up.
They knew there was no place further for them to run.
So,
The first time I talked to her, she says she didn't regret anything. That was the day that she got incarcerated.
Get your hands up. Now turn around and walk backwards towards us.
She says everything was great and everything was wonderful, and she did it for the love of her life.
Hands up, higher.
I think that she was totally manipulated with this husband of hers. He'd done this 5 times before, and he finally found somebody that he could manipulate to the point where she would do this for him. I do not think that Jennifer's intention was ever to shoot.
Sally Lamson believes her daughter's version.
She was holding the gun, and one of the guards reached for the gun, and it scared her, and she pulled the trigger.
But eyewitnesses are adamant she followed George's orders.
If it were otherwise, why would she have bullets in the gun? Why would she bother to know how to use the gun? If it were otherwise, why would she take the safety off the gun? She had the opportunity to back away, and she didn't. She shot instead.
Jennifer Hyatt avoids the death penalty by pleading guilty to first-degree murder. She will never be released.
She cries every day, every single time holidays come around. I can't believe I did this. I don't know what I was thinking. I miss my family. I miss my children. She has all the regrets in the world. She's mostly regretful for what she has done to the victim's family.
Jennifer's problem was all about men. She had to have one. She wasn't exactly discriminating. She went from one to another trying to find herself. In the end, she found the one that brought her down.
A few years ago, I had to get a post office box because a lot of our mail.
Russell Stager is a man afraid.
Seemed to be disappearing when she got home first.
Afraid of his own wife.
Now, here's my question. Why every time I turn around is she running off to the post office box?
The high school football coach puts his fears on tape, just in case. But what kind of monster has her husband running scared? Durham, North Carolina, 1988.
Barbara was kind of like the pillar of the community. She was church-going, Sunday school teacher.
To the outside world, Barbara Stager seems a fine, upstanding woman.
She was very active in her church. She was the first one to show up with a casserole or a cake when someone was ill or if there was a death.
Jo Lynn Snow knew the couple, especially Russell. She was his first wife, and they stayed close.
Russ was so full of life, and he loved kids. He loved coaching. That was his real calling in life, was reaching the kids.
Russell's hasty remarriage comes as a shock.
We were divorced on one day, and he married Barbara the next day. So I was a little surprised that he moved that quickly. But he seemed very happy, and I really hoped it would work out for him.
I'm all right.
Barbara Stager is not who she seems.
Darling, where are we going to get the money for all this?
When you're dealing with public, you never know. They present themselves one way, but they're actually another.
She's a woman with dark secrets. One is her addiction to money.
Barbara's sense of self-worth was very much tied to spending money. Unfortunately, she didn't have that money to spend to make her feel good.
Russell can't control his wife's spending.
She was obtaining loans, and she was lying on the loans. She was forging Russ's signature, and then she was getting one loan to pay off another loan. Then she'd get a loan to pay off that loan, and so on down the road.
Lying and stealing aren't Barbara's only sins. In Russell's fearful tape recording, he describes another vice.
When I was coming back through the parking lot, I saw our other car sitting there in the parking lot just alone by itself. I could see two people in the car. Kind of thought that it was my wife, but I couldn't really see that much, so I got closer to it, and sure enough, she was in the car making out with some guy.
Yeah, what's going on? Who is this guy?
He had found her with another man on the day that her grandmother was to be buried. He was just devastated.
When she turned it around on me, she said it was because I wasn't giving her enough affection.
Barbara loved men. She was having affairs when she was married to Russ.
It was just a parade of men.
Barbara is addicted to sex.
What does appear to be there is a very, very strong, powerful disorder, anxiety disorder, that was only quelled by momentary sexual encounters, orgasm, and spending money.
Barbara has broken 3 commandments, and Russell Steger thinks there might be a 4th: murder.
She had a former husband who died, and he was starting to really wonder about the circumstances of that husband's death.
Larry Ford was accidentally shot dead in his own bed. Barbara was the only witness.
As he turned to leave, he said, "If anything should ever happen to me, will you promise me that you'll look into it?" And I promised him that I would.
It's a promise she'll soon have to keep. Russell Steger's wife, Barbara, is out of control. She has lied to him, stolen from him, and cheated on him.
He was really questioning who this person was. Who was he married to?
Now Russell is finally unraveling her web of lies. And he's desperate to record his fears.
A few years ago, I had to get a post office box because a lot of our mail that was coming to our house, bills and stuff, seemed to be disappearing when she got home first.
He told me that he would find her sometimes in the middle of the night taking the key off of the keychain.
Why every time I turn around is she running off to the post office box unless there's something inside that she wants to hide?
He knew then that she was pilfering through the post office box, so even that wasn't safe.
Barbara is starting to feel the heat.
She was about to be exposed for stealing and spending excessively once again, and she didn't want him to find out.
But how far will she go to keep a secret? Just before dawn on a winter's morning, Barbara is woken by a mysterious noise.
When the first officers arrived on the scene, Barbara told them that she had removed a handgun from under Russ's pillar,
What's happened here, ma'am?
and that while she was removing it, it accidentally discharged.
And it just went off. It was just accidental. And I've said to him...
The problem is, it's an accident she's had before.
And then so I got Russell's gun. Well, you know, he keeps it under the pillow, and I just dragged it.
With her first husband, Larry Ford.
And, you know, it went off.
When we learned about Larry Ford's death, that sent off a lot of signals, particularly when we learned that he was killed under similar circumstances. Same kind of weapon, at his house, happened in the middle of the night, just like Russ. So that raised all kinds of flags.
It's just accidental.
Something about Russell's shooting just doesn't add
In
up.
the house, because, you know, they're really dangerous and everything.
Russ was an expert in firearms. He was in the National Guard.
You know, sometimes they just go off.
He was an excellent marksman. He was a safety fanatic. I knew that he would have never, ever slept with a gun under his pillow.
The police are also skeptical.
The gun, it had two safeties on it. It has a real small trigger guard. It was not a hair trigger. In order to fire that weapon, you have to intentionally insert your finger in the trigger guard and pull the trigger. I don't think there's any way you could accidentally discharge it.
The chances of a woman losing her husband in her own home to an accidental gunshot wound is extremely remote. That it would happen twice to the same woman is mathematically probably impossible.
Barbara's story is falling to pieces. She's now the prime suspect in a murder. And the evidence is tied together by a voice from beyond the grave.
This is Russell Steger. This is January 29th, 1988, and it's 10 of 2.
That tape was made on a Friday afternoon. He was shot and killed the following Monday morning. But to know that he went into that weekend, his last weekend alive, so afraid for his life, it was overwhelming to hear that.
When I was coming back through the parking lot, I saw our other car.
I don't think she thought she was going to get caught. Why would she? She got away with it once before.
Barbara Steger claims innocence. A jury finds otherwise. Convicted of murder, she's sentenced to life in prison.
I think we've saved a third man, because I think she would have married again, and she would have reverted back to the same thing, because Barbara is a greedy person. She's all about the dollar.
When the trial ended, I spent a day and I went to all of the places where we had lived. And And at that point, I said my goodbye to Russ. I still carry him with me. Sometimes I try to enjoy things 2 times, once for me and once for him.